It's time for GMA3. Air alert, toxic smoke from the Canadian wildfires putting some American cities in the top 10 of worst air quality in the world. As extreme heat fuels the flames of the western wildfires, Ginger is tracking it all. Aquarium encounter, a young boy grabbed by a giant octopus, leaving these marks behind. How this happened and how the aquarium is responding as his mom and the facility are facing off. And Heidi Klum is here.
I'm back.
Telling us about her return to Project Runway. It's time for GMA3.
From ABC News headquarters in New York City, this is GMA3.
We're having a dance party. We love Heidi Klum and we love Wednesdays. Thanks for joining us. I'm Rhiannon.
And I'm Will. Great to be with you and great to be joined by Deborah Roberts and Rebecca Jarvis on this wonderful Wednesday.
Always great to see all of you. A lot to get to this morning and this afternoon, including how families are fighting the high cost of childcare by combining technology with community.
But first, we are going to start with the wildfire smoke that we've been talking about. Ginger is tracking the dangerous conditions. Ginger, so many people are talking about this.
Yes, I don't know if you all have felt it. I had the runny nose and the eyes, and it took me a couple days. I'm like, what am I allergic to? Oh, it's the smoke, and that's because I was in Michigan last week, and now here in the Northeast, we've been dealing with it, and it will be pushing to the west of us here in New York City as we go through this afternoon and through tonight. But I want to show you the smoke forecast. You see that high pressure? That's the thing where, yes, it's been drier and cooler, but it also filtered in that smoke from the Canadian wildfires. It's been a big season up there. But watch the time here. By tomorrow afternoon, the Mid-Atlantic starts to see this right up through Buffalo. So even though Wisconsin and Chicago clear, because earlier this morning, Chicago had the worst air quality that I've seen yet, close to 150 AQI. And then we have to talk about the heat and the fire danger. Tucson, Arizona this afternoon could end up at 113. They do that. That's the hottest August temperature on record.
Wow.
You see extreme heat warnings go back to Palm Springs into southern Nevada, and also red flag warnings, which means fire danger's high in parts of the Rockies. And that heat, oh, it's not just here. Through New Mexico, you've got some of those daily records possible, Roswell and Albuquerque. So by next week, we are going to get rid of this high pressure system and invite our hot temps back. So if you're looking for that,
August weather.
That's right.
Something to look forward to.
You're welcome.
Thanks, Ginger. Okay, now we go to the encounter between a 6-year-old and an octopus at a Texas aquarium. The mom and the aquarium are now pointing fingers at each other. Morgan Norwood is here with this story, Morgan. Neither side seems to be backing down at this point.
Yeah, you know, this story seems to be growing more tentacles by the day. So many people, you see what I did there? I couldn't help myself. You know, an octopun. See, another one for you. All right, it all started with Brittany Tarrant sharing her son's frightening experience on TikTok. Her video viewed millions of times. The San Antonio Aquarium, though, issuing this statement that places the blame on mom, saying reaching the octopus requires a person to lean fully over the wall of the enclosure. In this instance, the guest leaned her child over the exhibit barrier, allowing him to reach into the habitat without staff supervision, going on to say, our staff responded promptly to assist. Now, mom is pushing back. She claims that there were no employees staffing that exhibit. As for Leo, he's doing better, but he is still thinking about the octopus. In fact, he says that that octopus is his octopus, hoping that he's okay, right? So cute. The aquarium also claims that mom declined medical assistance for Leo, but she says it was never offered. They say the octopus is healthy, well cared for. The animals are highly intelligent and curious creatures. So a lot of questions
They
here.
have 8 brains.
Yes.
Right?
Oh, they do.
Yeah. Well, good news is he's not traumatized.
He's not traumatized.
Yeah.
Still loves the octopus.
Good.
But yeah.
Wow, we'll see what
Sweet
happens
Leo.
next.
We'll see.
Best wishes to all ahead. Thanks so much for joining us on that, Morgan. We're going to turn now to the latest on the blockbuster deal. Will, there is a lot of excitement for this, the ESPN and the NFL and the WWE.
Yes, there's so much going on here. This is all very massive.
Get your
news.
flowcharts out.
All right, here we go. Stay with me here. So ESPN, our sister company under the Walt Disney umbrella, is acquiring the NFL Network and other NFL media assets. And in exchange, the NFL will take a 10% equity stake in ESPN. Disney CEO Bob Iger saying the announcement, quote, paves the way for the world's leading sports media brand and America's most popular sport to deliver an even more compelling experience for NFL fans in a way that only ESPN and Disney can. NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell saying the deal will provide, quote, more NFL football for more fans in new and innovative ways. ESPN is also going to acquire and integrate the NFL's fantasy football product. So now the ESPN version is the official fantasy football product of the league. And in a separate but related deal, the NFL agreed to license ESPN content and other IP from ESPN. It'll air on NFL Network. So ESPN now owns and operates the NFL Network. ESPN will also now get to show 3 additional NFL games per season. That brings its grand total to 28. And this deal is so big and complex, it's going to require regulatory approval, and this isn't going to take effect until 2026 season, but also in 2026, it was announced ESPN's new direct-to-consumer service, which begins on August 21st, will stream all WWE premium live events, including WrestleMania, Royal Rumble, SummerSlam, Survivor Series, Money in the Bank, and more. So that's good news for wrestling fans. And what I did not get to in the NFL piece, that the big question that fans are wondering, what about Red Zone?
Yeah, what about it?
The way that people watch the football these days. It's that phenomenally popular, action-packed channel. It whips around the league to show viewers all the most exciting stuff from every game as it happens. Don't worry, it's not going anywhere. ESPN owns the broad rights to Red Zone, but the NFL will keep operating it as it's been doing. So ESPN owns and runs the NFL Network now. Red Zone will be the same basically as it has been. The NFL gets 10% equity in ESPN, which is the first time that a sports league has owned a stake in a broadcast partner. Once it goes through, though, Red Zone, the branding, will be ESPN. So there could be Red Zone college football, Red Zone college basketball, or even Red Zone GMA3. Let's take a look. I'm going to get up and walk over to the quad box, the GMA Red Zone. We have a lot going on here at all times. We've got Brad, who's not that good at basketball, but he made that shot. We got Deals and Steals. We have Sam always doing something out in the field. And then the control room, that's how we get to you back at home. And now I'm going to go back to the couch, and we're going to keep it moving.
Wow.
Well done, Will.
That's a mouthful.
I like that GMA Red Zone.
Yeah, why not?
That is a mouthful, but you kept it straight. We appreciate that. Well, coming up, Heidi Klum is back on Project Runway. And guess what? She's here in the studio. We're going to be right back. We are back now with the Emmy Award-winning host of Project Runway, a woman who needs no coffee ever because she's got so much energy. Supermodel Heidi Klum is here with the latest on season 2.
Welcome. Thank you so much.
We were all talking about your energy before. You had left.
But it's definitely not the coffee either. I stopped drinking coffee. Like when you go into this pre-menopause type thing, after 50, the coffee is just not my thing.
It's not.
Decaf for me.
Decaf, I know the feeling. Well, you had left the show and now you're back. What draws you back?
Well, it's just an amazing show. It's amazing to watch people create something out of just simple fabric. You know, they all run to mood, they grab something. I give them an idea first, right? Like we have to have a certain challenge, and then they run off. And here you have 15 amazing designers individually coming up with 15 different creations. And it's still so amazing when the model turns the corner and she comes out and they wow me every time. So my fashion heart always is like, wow, and how do they still have ideas of something new that we haven't seen before? So I'm still taken away by what they can actually do. They're so amazing, these people.
It is really incredible what you've built. I remember watching the very first season and just thinking, wow, now you're 21 seasons in. Let's take a look at a great clip.
Each house must create a capsule collection that shows that boring can be brilliant.
This is about exploring volume, textures, I think a bit of innovation, but anything here can be fresh, including a basic bag of boring.
And I have a special twist. My very dear friend, Sofia Vergara, will wear the winning look. So you guys better come up with something fabulous or she will never talk to me ever again.
You know who is never a basic bag of boring is Heidi Klum. This outfit is amazing. So last month, here on GMA, we actually had 3 contestants. We asked them to create a look for you, and then we let America choose the winner, and Melania won the challenge. Melania, come on out.
Yay, Melania!
Yay. There she is.
Melania! Polka dots, polka dots, polka dots, polka dots.
So Melania created this look you're wearing. Yes,
Wow, you look so
congratulations.
cute.
Heidi, let's start with you. What do you think of this look? How much do you love this?
I mean, polka dots are definitely back in, as we can see. I mean, I love it because it just really, I love how it does like the feminine curves, you know, it's like snatched in at the waist. I also love when Hans and Franz can also have a little bit of an out. And, you know, I think also it's beautiful. You see still the sleeves, the skin underneath, but it's kind of hidden. And that is like really cool. I don't know, I love the color combination, the polka dots, the denim. I love it. I think I look great.
You do.
Melania clearly does too.
Thank you, yes.
How do you feel?
I feel amazing. I'm very excited. I'm honored. Thank you so much thank you, America, for choosing my look.
Yeah.
Thank you, Heidi, for wearing it to the best of your ability because you look good in anything. And I feel great. I'm so excited about Project Runway. I'm very excited about this look. This is like beyond the sketch.
Also, people can buy this now, yes?
Yes,
how do
yes.
you buy it?
So you can buy it on my website, bcdplanet.com, and you can find me at Belania_daily.
But will we look like Heidi Klum in it? If I buy this, am I going to look like this?
Yeah, girl.
Yeah. You heard it,
Melania, it's so incredible. Everybody who goes on this show just has a metamorphosis. It becomes a big career thing for you. What was it like to go through all of this and to experience this next to Heidi and the rest of the team?
It was magic. It was truly like full circle, my dreams coming true because I've always wanted to be on the show ever since the first season. I was a child watching it, but this is like real life now. So it was amazing. I came on not knowing who I was as a designer, like what category I fit into, but through Project Runway, now I know I am a sophisticated streetwear designer.
Ooh. Yes,
And you do very, very well, you do.
Melania, thank you for being here. Congratulations. Job well done. Heidi Klum, thank you for joining us here on GMA3. Pleasure to have you. And you can watch Project Runway on Thursdays at 10 Eastern on Freeform, and it streams the next day on Hulu and Disney+. Coming up, the very funny Kat Sadler will be here for Pop News. One more round of applause for Heidi Klum and Melania.
Thank you. We're back now with Pop News. Take it away, Will.
A very special edition of Pop News because we are joined by the one and only Kat Sadler. She is a comedian, actress, writer, and creator of the comedy series Such Brave Girls. Thank you for being here, Kat. Thank you for joining us. Are you ready for the Pop News roller coaster?
Please.
Okay,
Let's get into it.
we're going to do this together. Hands up, everyone. Go, wee! Because season 2 of your BAFTA-winning dark comedy is back on our screens on Hulu. The reviews are in the New York Times, calling it audacious, hilarious, and the show has a 100% rating on Rotten Tomatoes. So, Kat, I'm sure it is so wonderful to feel the love here from the critics for Such Brave Girls. But did you expect any of this going into it?
No, of course not. I think I just thought it was just going to go out and then no one would watch it and that would be the end.
So you were going to put your art into the world, and that would be that.
I made it for myself.
But
I was
now
like,
you've made it for so many people, and you're winning awards and just crushing it overall. So congratulations to you. And we are excited for what's in store for season 2, which it promises to bring bigger disasters, terrible choices, and more harrowing love stories.
Yeah.
Okay, looking forward to that.
Exactly.
All episodes of Such Brave Girls are streaming now on Hulu and Hulu on Disney+. And Kat, you're going to stick around here for the rest of Pop News. We do have other news to get to. Chime in as you see fit, or I'll direct questions to you. So we're moving on. Freakier Friday. The stars, Lindsay Lohan and Jamie Lee Curtis, went down to Australia for the Freakier Friday premiere there. They walked the purple carpet, and now the reviews are starting to come in. Entertainment Weekly calling it the sequel that millennials deserve, and Rotten Tomatoes says it's a laugh-out-loud sequel. The movie is in theaters nationwide this Friday. And Kat, you are a Freaky Friday fan, we understand. So we have a question for you. You star alongside your real-life sister in your show, Such Brave Girls. If you swapped bodies, how would that turn out?
Honestly, I think we would both be very happy. Yeah, actually, I think Lizzie would be disappointed. I would be buzzing.
You would be, but that's an upgrade.
for a day with her hair,
I feel
would
like
kill.
we have hair professionals literally here. They can help you out.
She has the hair of like 13 women.
Okay. Well, finally, before we go here, we have something dividing the internet. The great song debate of the summer. Right now, it's August. Summer's almost over. Critics and fans have started to ask themselves, do we have an official song of the summer? We had a bar song from Shabuzi last year, but there's a pretty clear consensus that Sabrina Carpenter's Espresso was officially the song of the summer last year. So this year we have Sabrina again. She threw her hat in the ring with Man-Child on June 5th. But I don't think we have a quorum on what the song is. Others are putting their full support behind Daisies from Bieber. That came out in July. Some people say there hasn't really been a breakout hit this year. Kat, do you have a song of the summer?
Well, I kind of think Diet Pepsi, Addison Rae, which is a great song.
Okay.
But it came out last year apparently, so I missed that. I love Doechii. And like we did just have Brat Summer, so maybe Charlie XCX.
Well,
that's good.
All right, we're going to continue this debate as we go into the break. Kat Sadler, thank you for joining us. You can stream Such Brave Girls now, and we will be back in just a minute with more GMA3. Here's it for Kat Sadler again.
Is anxiety?
Welcome back to GMA3.
Welcome back to GMA3. Tomorrow on GMA, our celebration of America's 250th birthday takes us to Massachusetts. We're going to see some of the historic and fun sights of the Bay State, including a jazz club for fans of all ages.
Oh, we love Massachusetts, don't we? And Friday is all about rocking into the weekend. We have Good Charlotte taking over GMA's summer concert series.
That will be a lot of fun. And next week, we have two-time Oscar winner Denzel Washington and A$AP Rocky here. They're going to be talking about their new Spike Lee movie, Highest to Lowest. And I'm looking forward to that. I've heard a lot about it.
Yeah, me too. All right, Will, send it over to you.
I am so pumped for that. That's going to be great. We have a lot to look forward to on GMA and GMA3, including right now, because we are here with two of the stars of Wednesday, one of the biggest shows on TV, Joy Sunday and Emma Myers. Everybody give it up.
Welcome.
For them. Joy, we're going to start with you. What is going to surprise fans the most about this season?
Well, I mean, I think that there's so much to be excited about. We've really expanded the world, and I think there's more powers and more just of everything. We do everything times 10.
And your fans are so engaged, and I think, Emma, a lot of it is because you guys are truly friends behind the scenes. You guys are all buddies. I heard there's soming like 18 group chats going
that
on.
might have been a low number, honestly. We just
like
made a new one last week.
You made it. So do you ever send a text to the wrong chain? There's got to be.
Yes.
I think it's that it's just too much work to make new ones when you want to reach certain people. So you just expand.
Yeah.
You just grow the tent.
Yeah.
18 and counting.
So a lot of, are these all planning chains, or are they?
Yeah.
Most of the time it's dinner plans.
Yeah. But we're all in the same city.
Yeah, different events.
Yeah.
No memes.
I don't think we're really a meme.
Well, we'll send you occasional
BTS,
like, sleeping selfie or something like that.
Oh.
Yeah.
Great.
Sleeping selfie. Love it.
On set.
Joy, so this show, the creator is the one and only Tim Burton, but you say that he's not a shepherd. What does that mean?
Well, he really just trusts all of his actors to deliver and kind of to execute his vision in their own way. There's a lot of liberty on set to kind of bring to the table what you think is right. And so he's not going to, set a path for you and say, this is what you have to do. We kind of discover that along the way. It's really an amazingly collaborative process for everyone.
It's great.
Yeah.
Jenna was here.
She was.
Earlier in the week. She had this to say. Take a look.
Okay, Emma and Joy, I have a question for you. If you could be stuck in detention with any character or student from Nevermore, who would it be? And why isn't it Wednesday?
All right, why isn't it Wednesday? Let's start with you, Joy.
Well, I would say Ajax. I am kind of already in detention with him at some point this season, so he's just, fun, caring character, and yeah, probably could get out of detention if I was with him.
Eva?
Yeah.
I'd probably say Agnes, because she can turn invisible and then could probably sneak me out of there.
What would you do if you were invisible?
So many things.
Instead, you went bright red.
Yeah, exactly. The opposite right now, but yeah.
So many things, yeah. We could do a whole segment on what we would do if we were invisible.
Yeah, what would you do if you were invisible, Will?
I don't know. Come back to me in the commercial break. That's all it is. I'm not sure. I do a lot of things.
I'd prefer to have the flying power if I could have any of those things. Thank you so much, Joy and Emma. Congratulations to you on all the success. It's been really fun having Wednesday week here at GMA3 and on GMA. And you can watch Wednesday Season 2, Part 1 right now and Part 2 on September 3rd, only on Netflix. Coming up, how technology and community are helping drive down childcare costs, a really important one for your bottom line. We'll be right back. We are back now with something a lot of families are feeling, the rising cost of childcare, up 29% from 2020 to 2024, according to the advocacy group Childcare Aware. And not only are families getting pinched by these rising costs, but childcare providers are having problems covering their costs. Now some moms are solving that problem by combining technology with community. Whitney Bogan is a labor and delivery nurse who just finished her overnight shift.
We're gonna go play with some friends.
While her husband heads to his job as a software engineer, she's on her way to drop off her son Liam. But it's not at a traditional daycare.
Hi guys. Good morning, Liam.
Whitney and her family, new to San Diego, California, teamed up with another mom, Michelle Espinoza, through June Care, a company that connects families that need childcare with stay-at-home parents.
What I need is not necessarily the cookie cutter thing. I don't work Monday through Friday, 8 to 5. So it was really important for me to get care, good value care when I needed it with somebody that I trusted.
And there was a time we went as a carton of eggs. We were cracking up all night.
Michelle is able to make an income while also watching her own kids and Liam.
He is about the same age as my son. They become friends, and I consider them almost like brothers.
Depending on location, demand, and child age, wait lists for daycares can range for weeks to even years. And for 20% of Americans who don't live near extended family, like Whitney, alternative forms of childcare are essential. And the venture capital community is noticing. The industry attracted $1.4 billion in 2021, more than in the previous 4 years combined. Many of the companies, like Otter and Kinside, are founded by moms hoping to help fix the childcare crisis. Like June Care founder Gretchen Salyer.
During the pandemic, all of our childcare disappeared. And so I started to just organize local childcare swaps for myself, for my community, so that we would have reliable childcare.
From there, Gretchen started her company.
We are tapping into the underutilized resource of care work that's already happening in millions of homes across the country, which enables income opportunities for parents who need to work outside the home. But it also now affords stay-at-home parents an opportunity to earn income.
The flexibility also lets Whitney send her daughter Lily after school when she gets out early once a week.
It makes me feel really good that I'm able to rely on another mom to watch my babies.
A really terrific solution there, and some very cute children as well. One of the goals here is to also combat childcare deserts. These are areas where more than 50 kids under 5 have either no childcare or extremely limited childcare. More than half the people in this country live in one of these childcare deserts, and it's not just families who are impacted here. It's also bad for business because parents are always strained. So it's a win-win when you can find a solution.
Absolutely. Now we turn to a GMA Health Alert about ultra-processed foods. A new study finds that cutting them out of your diet entirely could potentially double the rate at which you lose weight. Our medical correspondent, Dr. Darian Sutton, joins us now with more. Wow, doubling it?
Doubling it, yeah.
That's huge.
Yeah, it's a small study, but some pretty powerful results. And what it tells us is that not all healthy diets are created equal, even if you keep the calories and the nutrients the same. In this study, it's a recent publication from JAMA. They basically followed adults, and they found that those who were on a minimally processed food diet lost more body fat and more weight compared to adults on an ultra-processed food diet. Here's the key. Even though the calories and the key nutrients were the same. I want to show you some of these results because they're quite powerful and useful. So for example, they followed adults for about 8 weeks who were overweight or obese, and they found that those who were on a minimally processed food diet lost more body fat, had lower blood pressure, had better triglyceride levels, that's that fat that increases our risk of a heart attack, and overall reduced cravings, especially to savory foods. As opposed to adults on an ultra-processed food diet, they found that they did not have a reduction in body fat. They had more report of fatigue, increased gastrointestinal complaints, constipation, nausea, and even an increased report of infections, respiratory infections. It really suggests that how our food is made, not just the calories, not just the nutrients, really plays a role in our metabolism, our appetite, and our overall health.
The conventional wisdom for dieting and weight loss has been calories in versus calories out.
Yeah.
But this study challenges that notion.
It sure does. And I think really respecting and understanding how ultra-processed foods are digested in our body is really important. Number one, when you eat an ultra-processed food, it's palatable. It is delicious. And that's for a reason. You digest it really quickly. That leaves you feeling less full. Also, we found that it bypasses your hunger cues, or excuse me, your fullness cues. And what that means is that you eat more before you are full, or before you feel that fullness. And there's even emerging evidence that it can disrupt our gut hormone, it can increase insulin resistance, all of this tied again to how food is made, not just paying attention to the calories, but the overall ingredients.
It's really interesting, and I think it's especially notable if you are on a weight loss journey.
Yeah.
There are a lot of these products that are marketed as good for dieting.
Absolutely.
So what do you do?
Pay attention to those bold claims. When you see bold claims like zero sugar, high protein, you need to step with caution. And the reason why is because that indicates that it's highly processed. We have some notes here to help everyone at home. When you get to the grocery store, you want to shop the perimeter. Now, that is more likely to get you exposed to Whole Foods, and you want to get most of your groceries from there and then go inside the grocery store. And then reading the ingredient label and then teaching children how to read those ingredient labels, very key. They're growing up to be strong, healthy adults. You want to teach them how to do that and get there healthy.
And remember, they said, if your grandmother couldn't pronounce it, don't eat it.
Absolutely.
I've always
so
heard
important.
that. It's
Absolutely.
so true.
And also looking for additional signs of sugar, fructose, dextrose, corn syrup. That's how they sneak it in.
Yeah.
And that's what you want to pay attention to.
Thanks, Dr. Sutton. Such
course.
good advice. Well, coming up, Ivy Marie, author of GMA's YA Book Club, pick Immortal Consequences, is right here.
We are back now with our GMA Young Adult Book Club pick for August. It is called Immortal Consequences and is author Ivy Marie's first ever published novel, and she is here to tell us about it. Welcome.
Congrats.
Wow. Okay, so first ever published novel. You spent quite a bit of time writing this. It's been a 3-year process, you were just telling us. How does it feel to now have it in the hands of readers, to see this book in real life? How does it feel?
It's amazing. You know, I started posting about the book like 2 years ago on social media. So I have readers who've been following me for 2 years now, and I've been going on book tour and meeting these readers in person. They've been making me friendship bracelets.
Oh, nice.
I actually had someone like cosplay as one of the characters recently, which was an author dream bucket list for me. But you know, I was such an avid reader when I was younger, and I was a fangirl before I was a writer. So I know how important connecting not only with a community of writers is, but with the authors. So being able to have that connection now with readers myself is just like so special.
Well, we're looking at the cover here, and I'm feeling a spooky vibe.
Yes.
So tell us about Immortal Consequences.
Yes, so Immortal Consequences is a dark academia fantasy set at Blackwood Academy, a magical boarding school in the afterlife. So their readers will be able to follow 6 teens as they compete for the decennial, which is a once-in-a-decade celebration that consists of 4 magical trials. If they pass those trials and win the decennial, they're awarded with a choice. They can either cross over to the other side and put their soul to rest, or or they
No
can
big deal.
yeah, no, it's not. It's like a little tiny choice. Or they can join the magical elite, but stay trapped in purgatory forever.
Wow. So there's 6 protagonists. Were there always 6?
Yes, from the beginning. They were very clear in my head from the beginning.
And is there one that resembles you?
So, you know, I love them all so equally, like they're my babies, my children, but I will say there's one character called Emilio who is kind of my self-insert character. I always joke that he's the character that reacts like a normal person would in this situation. You know, if they were thrust into a dangerous competition in the afterlife, he's kind of just freaking out the entire time. And I'm like, you know, that would probably be me. But I feel like there's characters that everyone will be able to connect with. You know, there's like the dark-haired brooding bad boy. There's his academic rival who is very stubborn and knows she shouldn't be drawn to him, but she is anyway. So there's someone for everyone.
Which is so great for any novel. novel. It brings people in. Now, you were working actually in retail up until just a little while ago. How did you end up putting pen to paper and actually realizing your dream?
Yeah, you know, if I think about it, I've kind of always been a writer in a sense. When I was younger, I wrote a lot of fan fiction and short stories. And over the years, even when I was in retail, I was actually doing songwriting. But I always realized there was something missing. Like, I loved exploring characters in my music and kind of creating worlds within those songs. But I wanted to delve deeper into those worlds, deeper into those characters. So during COVID, when I had a bit more free time, I started doing that. All these ideas I had for songs, I kind of started transforming into stories. And once I had that initial idea for Immortal Consequences, I could tell it was different. It kind of just snowballed out of me. And once I had that first draft, I had no idea how to become an author. So I actually Googled how to become an author. And it actually tells you. So I followed those steps and here we are.
Here you are on
I know.
GMA3 talking about your book. And you mentioned you even have readers who are dressing up as characters, and that's a bucket list item for you. This is actually the beginning of a series. So do you have an idea of how many books you want to go to, or where it's gonna go?
Yeah, so it's a duology. So it ends after the second one. I've actually already finished writing the sequel.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's off to copy edits now, which is very exciting. But I think readers will really enjoy the sequel. I wanted the first book to feel very kind of claustrophobic and insular. The students are trapped in the school. I wanted the readers to feel trapped as well. But in the sequel, you'll be able to venture outside of the gates of Blackwood Academy and into the outskirts of Purgatory, which is very exciting.
A pandemic was probably the perfect place
I was
to
in
be writing
Purgatory.
that kind of story.
To feel trapped.
I feel Harry Potter, Wednesday, everything sort of mixed in.
Yeah,
here.
lots of academic rivals to lovers, dangerous magical trials, you know, this kind of unlikely, morally gray found family, and of course, lots of romance.
You mentioned you were an avid reader growing up. Was there a series that was your favorite, like a Harry Potter or a Hunger Games or something like that
I had
inspired?
So many.
you?
I always say the original series for me that got me into my love of like fantasy and reading was the Magic Treehouse series.
Oh, yes!
Yeah, I had every single book, and I even made my mom go to a signing once to get it signed. That was like my realization that I loved fantasy and I found so much comfort in fantasy, but also that like authors exist and you can write a book and, you know, create your own fantasy world.
You're truly reading that. They must be so proud. I am truly reading that book, that series, The Magic Treehouse, right now with my 6-year-old daughter at bedtime.
Oh
so
my gosh,
what an amazing
I love that
thing.
that's still something, because I did the same thing with my mom, so that's so
well,
special.
you've realized your dream, Ivy Marie. Congratulations, and I can't wait to pick it up.
Thank you so much.
We will all have to get a copy. Well, Immortal Consequences is on bookshelves everywhere right now. We'll be right back.
All right, guys, it's Wednesday. We are halfway there. Thank you so much for watching. Will's on his way to Massachusetts for 50 states in 50 weeks. That is tomorrow on GMA.
Yeah, hump day. Plus, Sam Champion is showing us more of Miami.
And tomorrow on GMA3, attention Bachelor Nation, Jesse Palmer is here in our studio. And for more news, you can check out what you need to know anytime on Disney+. We had so much fun with all of you today. Thanks for joining us. Have a great day. Bye, guys. Bye.